Hey guys, so today I'm going to review what we've been learning about fractions, and we've been adding fractions in class, so that's what we're going to review. So remember, the first step with adding fractions is that you have to have a common denominator. And remember, the denominator is the bottom number in each fraction. So right now I have the numbers 2 and 5 for my denominator. Those are not the same. So that means I have to figure out what I need to do to have the same denominator. We're going to have to change those fractions. So if you already know it, you'd be able to write it over here. But if you don't, a great way to do that is to list the multiples of both numbers until you find one that's the same. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do that. I have 2 and 5, so I'm going to start with my 2's. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. My 5's are 5, 10. And I'm going to go ahead and stop there because I have one that's the same. They both have 10, so I'm going to circle that because I know that's my denominator. Now when I go back over here to my problem, I know that I have to change my denominator into a 10, so I already know this is going to be a 10. The next thing I'm going to do is ask myself, what did I do to 10 to make it a, what did I do to 2 to make it a 10? So I'm going to think 2 times what equals 10? And I know 2 times 5 equals 10. And whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. So I'm going to do 1 times 5. And 1 times 5 is 5. Okay, so I've changed my top fraction. Now I need to change the bottom. I have a 5 on the bottom and it turned into a 10. So I'm going to think in my brain, 5 times what number will give me a 10? I know 5 times 2 is 10. Now I'm going to change my top number. And remember, whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. So since I multiplied by 2 on the bottom, I'm going to multiply by 2 on the top. 2 times 2 is 4. Now I can add, but I can't forget my whole number. So I had a 1 over here and a 3 over here. So I have 5 plus 4 is 9. And my denominator stays the same. It was 10 tenths, but I'm not done because I have whole numbers. 1 plus 3 is 4. Alright, now we're going to talk about what to do if you get an answer that needs some help. Our answer right now is completely simplified, so I know that's my answer. But we're going to see what happens if we get an answer that needs to be simplified still. So, if I get a number like this as my answer, that's called an improper fraction because the numerator is bigger than the denominator. We want our answer to be simplified, meaning that we have a normal fraction with a smaller numerator than a denominator. So we need to fix that. The way to do that is to figure out how many 5s can fit into 24. Or, if you need to, you can divide it out. So can 5 go into 2? Nope. But can 5 go into 24? 5 times 4 is 20. If I take 4 minus 0, I get 4. 2 minus 2 is 0. Can 5 go into 4? Nope. So I know that my whole number, when I remake my fraction, is going to be 4. But then I have some leftovers. So I take the leftover 4 at the bottom, and it becomes my numerator. Then I take my 5, because the denominator stays the same, and keep it my denominator. So my new fraction will be 4 and 4/5. There's another type of fraction that you might get as an answer. This fraction is a normal type of fraction, only it can be simplified. So you might see something like this. 14/20. It's not improper, however, it can be simplified. One trick that you should always know is that whenever the numbers are even, they can be divided by 2. So since 14 and 20 are even, I know I can divide by 2 to make these fractions smaller, or simplify them. When I do 14 divided by 2, I get 7. Then I need to do 20 divided by 2. And when I do that, I'll get 10. So my answer would be 7/10. Then I need to check and make sure that this is completely simplified. And I know that 7 is prime, so nothing else can go into it. So that would be my answer. Another helpful trick is if both numbers end in 0 or 5, they can be divided by 5. So like this fraction. 20/45. I know that that's not a simplified fraction yet because they can be divided by 5. It ends in a 0 and a 5, so I can divide by 5. So I can do 20 divided by 5, and 20 divided by 5 is 4. Then I can do 45 divided by 5, which would give me 9. And when I look at 4 and 9, there aren't any other numbers that can divide into both 4 and 9, so I know that 4/9 would be my answer. If you're still struggling, you can watch this video again. Have a great day, guys!